at Manchester Theatres. It is my pleasure to be joined by the talented Woogie Jung, who is getting ready to come to the Octagon Theatre in Bolton from the 19th of May in the complete works of William Shakespeare, Abridged. Now, Woogie trained at the East 15 Acting School and has gone on to be in shows such as Cage Sisters musical, The Four Incels, Calling, and has not long finished shooting a feature film called Artificial, but we're going to have to wait to find out a bit more about that one. This is Woogie's first UK tour, and we are thrilled that you are coming to the Octagon in Bolton. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Karen. And I'm really excited to be in Bolton. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I mean, this is such a popular show.
Mhm.
And your first UK tour, it's kind of a little bit, I was looking at the dates and the schedule, and I feel it's kind of a little bit like the show itself. It's packing so much into such a
Yeah.
short space of time, right?
Yeah. It feels quite crazy. Actually, currently, we're at our halfway point, I think. And we are at show six. I think we're at show 60 tonight.
Right.
And it's been like 2 months. And it was kind of crazy that we're like, oh, we did this much and we have this much left. But because it feels like it's been like the longest 2 months of my life right now. Um, so yeah, it's such a dense show in terms of like material, but also because it's all of Shakespeare, but it's also like
Yeah.
it's 90 minutes of us running around like lunatics. So
It's a lot. So we've got 37 shows packed
mhm.
into 90 minutes, as you've said, and there's three of you.
Yeah.
So is there a story that kind of binds all the 37 together, or does it just kind of like ricochet from one to the next?
Yes, that's a really good question. I think so we're directed by Adam Long, one of the original writers of the show, and obviously because he was a street performer originally and he used to do the show in the like he developed it over time at like Renaissance fairs in America. I think the way it started for him and his like colleagues, the original writers, was that it was more like a oh well like we're just getting through these kind of like from one show to the other kind of way. But what Adam wanted to make sure this time, as he was like kind of reviving it, I guess, with like with him as director, was that he wanted to make sure the show functioned as a drama too, and not like simply as a kind of series of comedic sketches. And where he wanted us to find that drama was really that like no matter what we do on stage, like the three of us, and we're playing ourselves. Like in the show, I say I'm Woogie, and like that's Tom, and that's Effie. No matter what the versions of us, well, how silly it may seem that we are characters that really like Shakespeare, and really want to like show the audience all 37 shows in 90 minutes. So in a way, it's a kind of a drama in the sense that we have an objective, and the obstacles are that we are clearly very unequipped to do these things, and we're very underprepared. And so in a way, we hope that when you get to the end of all 37, when you see us having done it, it is a bit satisfying to have seen us do it because over time you get to root for these like weird people doing Shakespeare in a very like unorthodox way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, very unorthodox ways with some of them. I believe there's like cooking
Yep.
tutorials and
Mhm.
football matches, and
Oh yeah.
even some that you do backwards.
Oh yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but one very famous Shakespeare play gets the backward treatment and the fast forward treatment
Wow.
twice. So you'll see, yeah, you'll get to really explore that play in its depth.
And with adding kind of these sort of creative ways of telling the shows, because there's so many to remember, does that
Yeah.
almost kind of help you as performers and actors as well to think like, oh, that one is now the cooking tutorial show, and that one is the, does it kind of help with the material, so to speak?
I think so. And I think, well, I can't speak for all of our cast, but I personally actually wasn't that well versed in Shakespeare before I started this show. And you know, some plays you know better than others because, you know, when you go to drama school or you just like come across them, you go see them at the National Theater or something. But Yeah, I think it's now after having done this show, it's really hard for me to not think of Titus Andronicus as the cooking tutorial show. And when I do eventually go see a production of it, I'll just be thinking, huh, they're doing it very different from how we did it. Yeah. There's no YouTube stuff going on. Yeah.
I was going to say it's going to like completely alter. I mean, not just yours, but people watching it as well. I think it's a brilliant way to, to get people into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, our whole motto is that like if you love Shakespeare, you'll like it, but if you hate Shakespeare, you'll love it. And I think we actually, I think a week or two ago, one of our cast walked outside the theater, and they like passed by this like mother and child who had just seen the show, and apparently the child was like, "Oh, when you told me you were bringing me to the like complete works of William Shakespeare, I was like in such dread, but that was so much more fun than I thought it would be."
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of like our. It's really fun to see that reaction, especially among younger audiences who
Yeah.
don't traditionally think of Shakespeare as a fun and enjoyable experience.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing because, like you say, many people will hear Shakespeare and just go, "Oh," and kind of do an eye roll. But then you've only got to look at the statistics of the show. It's been in the West End for 9 years. It's had two TV
Yeah.
specials. It's been in over 20 odd countries. I
Yeah.
mean, it shows that if you handle these as stories and you tell the stories,
Mhm.
then there's an absolute desire for the work of William Shakespeare, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's, how do I say it? It's the show obviously makes fun of like Shakespearean tropes. For
Mm.
example, like our comedies, we make the joke that like, oh, all of Shakespeare's comedies, they write the same tropes. So we're gonna like summarize all 16 of Shakespeare's comedies into one play. And it's mostly gonna be about cross-dressing and falling in love with the wrong person. Um, But also, I think our show is made, and Adam, I think himself, like loves Shakespeare a lot, and it is made with that love, so that no matter how silly we make it, at the end of the day, you do go away with like kind of like a genuine like appreciation of like what the man has written and
Yeah.
what he has left. Yeah,
And there's so much, like you say, that you do. You're running around. You've got not only 37 shows, but goodness knows how many characters within those shows to play. You've got
yeah,
costume changes, and
yeah.
you must be running on pure adrenaline. So, how do you kind of like, what's your ritual for the show? Like, how do you look after yourself as performers?
Honestly, I feel like that's something I'm still like figuring out.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like my first UK tour, and sometimes after shows, I still like do have a hard time kind of falling asleep because you, I don't think I've ever had to kind of peak my energy level at 8 p.m. at night. And then like when it's done at 9, I'm just like, well, I have all this extra energy. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Usually I try to like, I don't know, I've taken a hot shower or just like try to lie in bed, try to go to bed as early as possible, have some tea, like nighttime teas, like chamomile. I'm doing a lot of things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I have to like just stay up until like 1 or 2 and then I fall asleep.
Yeah. Well, it is because you've got all that adrenaline and it's got nowhere
Yeah.
to go, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
yeah. So there's yourself in the show and introduce us to the other two performers that you work with.
Yes, so I'm Woogie Jung, and my so basically, we as the Reduced Shakespeare Company, are formed of 4 actors in total. So it's me, and there's Tom Pavey, um, who was in the process of pursuing, I think they call it a DPhil in Oxford. He's studying lion conservation, which is quite fascinating. So he wasn't professionally like an actor before this. He did Amdram a lot. And then we have Efe Agwele, who actually plays Hamlet. And she's a really cool version of it. And then we have our understudy, who is Kieran Ray Williams. He has the amazing task of having to play all three of us at
Oh
any given
wow.
night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, he's the only one who actually knows the script from top to bottom, and at a night's notice, we'll have to come on and go do any of them. But yeah, that's our company. It's me, Tom, Fa, and Kieran. Yeah, and it's just I don't know, it's been a lovely experience working with them. And obviously we have our company stage manager, Tom
Yeah.
Manley, and our ASM Louisa, who've been keeping us alive this whole process.
Well, there's a lot, yeah. So you mentioned that obviously you weren't too familiar with all of
Mhm.
Shakespeare beforehand. So for this, how have you? I mean, I'm taking it you've not had to go away and read 37 like full Shakespeare plays. You kind of get like the Sparks notes or the abridged notes. So
Yeah.
how did you kind of brush up on what you needed to know?
I think because so I went through the script and I made like a list of like all the characters I play. And also because all the plays get like differing levels of treatment. Like some plays get a bit more time than others. For example, I think our longest section in Act One is Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
And I had to play Romeo in that one. So I assumed I needed to know that a bit better than the other plays.
yeah.
But in Titus Andronicus, all I do on is basically I get dragged on stage and then I get my like neck sliced open and then I get like dragged off and that's kind of it. So for those plays, I was like, well, the gag is a bit more important than me knowing like, oh, who am I? What is this character doing
Yeah,
here? So it's kind of like I went through the play and then like I made a list and then plays I thought I need a bit more knowledge on, I would like do some research on it, like
yeah.
try to read up on it and stuff. Yeah.
So from doing this then, if someone said to you, right, you can go and watch a Shakespeare play tomorrow, done like traditionally, which one would you think you'd love to go and watch?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think actually, we keep talking about it. I wonder if it might be Titus Andronicus, because we deal with it in such a like completely silly way. Um, but it's also, I think it's the play that's known for being Shakespeare's most like bloody and like the most like gory of his plays. And I even make a joke about it. Like my character comes on stage and he goes like, "Oh, like Shakespeare had a Quentin Tarantino phase." So I would be interested in like going to
Yeah,
see it and being like, "Oh yeah, he did have a Quentin Tarantino phase." Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So finally then, out of the show, well, I mean, you've mentioned that one there, but are there any moments in it that just still just make you giggle so much that you're just like, I can't, this is just genius.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I mean, I'm guessing
There's
there's quite a few.
quite a few.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. And it also like depends on the audience, which bits we get the most laughs on. But I think I always love playing the witch in Macbeth. Um,
Yeah.
and we do our best Scottish accents, to varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I never thought I played the witch in Macbeth before, and there I am in like this like
There you are.
not to spoil too much, but like a green kind of thing.
It sounds an absolute blast, and I cannot wait for it to come to the Octagon in Bolton. So we've not got too long to wait. You're going to be there from the 19th of May. Woogie, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really, really fun chatting with you about the
No,
complete works of William
thank you so much
Shakespeare.
for having me. Yeah, it was
Well,
so much fun.
it's our pleasure, and we will see you very, very soon.
Yeah, see you guys all very soon.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
We thought it was brilliant. We didn't stop laughing. Really funny, really witty, just joyous, really good.
Daring, fun, intellectual.
I haven't really seen anything quite like it before.
I thought it was really funny.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic.
I wish I'd been able to see all that before I started Shakespeare, because it would have just made me feel completely differently about it.
It makes William Shakespeare more fun and accessible.
So much energy. I'm more like energized now than when I came in. It goes really, really good.
You will have a great evening out. It was absolutely fantastic and you will laugh so much. Definitely come. It's brilliant.